Hello everybody, I'm going to show you here today my Steelmade custom cut griddle. I bought it from the Steelmade website and it goes on your stovetop. I'm very happy with how they custom cut this to work around my stove's knobs, and then I asked them to drill the holes, the drain holes in the back. So this is a Steelmade and I'm very happy with it so far out of the box. What I did notice was that it had a little bit of texture to it. And I thought about my experience with the Lodge cast iron pans. They ship them out with the texture on it and pre-seasoned, but it does take you a little while to build up the seasoning and get that glass smooth seasoning on your pan. And what I've learned is that they used to machine their pans so that it's smooth enough, and then they sell the pans, and they stopped doing that. Instead, taking place of that was that right out of the mold, without any machining or smoothing out of the surface, they pre-season it, and then they would sell the Lodge pans, which is what you see now is a right out of the casting. They'll pre-season them. And what I've read is that it takes a bit for you to build that seasoning up, and that's been my experience with my own Lodge cast iron pan. So what I wanted to do was that I wanted to sand this down first to a good enough, smooth enough texture, and then I'll start using it. Now what I've read is that you don't want to machine or smooth it out or sand it down too smooth to an almost polished surface, because the seasoning won't have anything to set itself in and stay there. It won't take the seasoning because it's too smooth and it'll just come off. So you want a little bit of texturing. So what I've done here is that I'll show you my setup. I have a cat or mouse corner sander here. I also have an random orbital sander. Perhaps a review on this new one. I like it so far. I started with a 120 grit on the Steelmade, did a rough sanding on it, and then I finished off with a 220. So what I've achieved here, and it looks pretty good as you can see, okay? What I've achieved here is to the touch, it feels very smooth and a lot smoother than what it felt like when I first got it. But if you can look, you can still see the texture on it. You can see the tiny holes, okay, or divots on the surface. So while it's not as rough as it used to be, maybe about an hour or so ago, it is smooth enough on the tips of my fingers, much smoother, but I still have that texture to make sure that I have enough roughness in there for the seasoning to adhere to. So that's it for today. I just wanted to show you what I'm doing to it, or what I've done to it before seasoning it. Perhaps I'll have another video on actual seasoning it, and then a review on my Steelmade all coverage stovetop griddle. All right, so if you have any comments or questions, please write them on the comments below, and I'll see you around.